if I had to restart my agency from scratch and scale to a 10K per month SMMA as a complete beginner within the next 30 days, this is exactly what I would do. Now, no, I don't sell a course. I don't have a mentorship. I don't do consulting. I don't do any of that stuff. My goal with these YouTube videos is just to provide some value and give back to the community, because I've gotten a lot from it and I've been able to completely change my life. And so my goal is that these videos will help you do the same and become a better version of who you are. Now, for context, if you don't know who I am, my name is Stefan Van de Vlasiker, and I went from actually a year ago today. I was a depressed and broke university student. Within a couple of months, I scaled to a 10K per month agency, quit my 9 to 5, dropped out of school, and was the happiest I've ever been. And so now I am scaling to a 7-figure business, and I'm documenting my journey, and I post content in hopes that I can make you a better person. So let's dive right in, okay? There's 3 pillars to this. There's 3 pillars to scaling your SMMA to 10K, and the 3 pillars are simple, okay? Now, for context, I'm not going to edit this. This isn't going to be crazy. This isn't flashy. This is the basics, because gurus really overcomplicate what SMMA is and how to sign clients and how to scale. It's not complicated. I can promise you that fancy fails, simplicity scales. And so the simpler your systems are, the more you'll be able to scale. Okay. So stop doing all these intricate things. I can assure you that it doesn't have to be this way. Scaling to 10K is actually easy. I know that you'll be probably pissed. I mean, I said that because you've been trying SMA for the last 6, 12, maybe even years, right? And you haven't seen results. And that's because you've been listening to those gurus who only try and throw fancy shit at you because they want to sell you courses, and that's how they actually make their money. Now, I, fortunately enough, make money from my own agency, so I don't need to tell you something because I actually own an agency. Anyways, I'm not going to get into beef here before the gurus hate me, but 3 simple pillars. Okay, number 1 is setting appointments. Number 2 is closing clients. Number 3 is fulfilling. Alrighty, now let's dive into these 3, share with you how to do them and what I would do differently even if I had to scale my agency to 10K in the first 30 days. And as a matter of fact, I'll even give you a timeline from day 1 to day 30 exactly what I would do. So the very first day, I wouldn't build a website. I wouldn't get a logo. I wouldn't get a domain. I wouldn't even get a fucking Go level. You know what I would do? The very first day, I would figure out 2 things. 1, what the fuck am I going to do? 2, if you don't know how to do it, do it. Okay, if you don't know how to do the thing, learn how to do it. Let's say if you want to run ads, just quickly learn the basics of it so you can start selling it to people. That's it. You don't need to know intricacies. You just need to learn the basics. I'll help you with the rest later. Don't worry about that. Alrighty? So if you're doing ads like most people in the SMA niche are, just learn the basics. I got you on the rest. Alrighty? So that's the first thing I would do on the first day. Now, the first day as well, what I would do is I would reach out to my immediate network. Your immediate network is your friends and family. And I would reach out to every single one of them, because you must have an auntie or a mom's best friend who runs a business or somebody who could utilize your help. And I would literally call them. I would go to their house. I would do whatever and say, hey, here's the stuff I've learned. I'm wondering if I can do this for you completely for free, just to try and help you out and help you get some extra X, Y, and Z. Get some extra clients, whatever the case is, whatever your biggest benefit is to your service. Alrighty? And then I can assure you, if you actually listen to what I say and do this, within a day you'll have a client. Within a day you'll have your first free trial client. All you have to do is learn the basics and then just go offer it to everybody you know. I know. It's fun. What the fuck? It's simple. I know. The gurus won't tell you this because they want to sell you on some complicated systems so they can steal your money so they can make money because they don't have a real agency. I do. So I can tell you this stuff. It's that simple. That's how you can get your first free trial client. That's day 1. We're going to go to day 30 as well. So bear with me here. Alrighty. We're going to make this a good little video. Give you some value. Alright. The only video you ever need to watch. So that's day 1. Okay. So first day. Now for setting appointments, right? Because this is pillar number 1. Now, let's just backtrack 1 second. Bear with me here. If you do get that client within the first day, which you more than likely will, the first thing you should then do is, then dial in how the fuck can I get good results? Because your goal then is, let me build a case study with this within the next 7-14 days, and then literally share that case study with the entire world. Because the biggest lever you can pull is having a good connection, having proof of concept the way you do works. Biggest lever you can pull. So that's why you want to get the case study ASAP by reaching out to your immediate network. And if you can't find somebody in your immediate network, find it in your intermediate network. I don't know. Find it in your second layer of network, which could be your friend's friends or your mom's best friend's husband, or you sort of mean like that next layer over where it's like you kind of know them, but not really, but you can weasel your way in there. Do that and you'll get a client on the first day. If you have a family, know people. Okay. Now, let's get into this. Okay, setting appointments. Now, why set appointments? Well, if people don't know about you, you can't sell them and you can't make money. So why am I saying creating content? Right? Why am I saying that? Well, when people see that you're a real human, they are literally way more likely to want to chat with you. Way more likely. You don't even know the amount of times I've cold DM'd somebody and then they replied back kind of skeptical, and then I called them, they're like, oh my god, you're a real person? Okay, let's chat. And they're happy to chat because they're like, oh my god, you're actually real, you care, etc. So post some content to share you're a real human. It could be content about your niche, it could be content about your journey, it could be content about you playing football or golf for all I care. The point is show that you're a real human that does real things, that makes the person think, oh, I can kind of trust this person to some extent. Alrighty? After that, start conversations. Start talking. Like, talk to any and everybody in your niche. Alrighty? Now, the reason why I haven't said pick a niche is because, truthfully, it doesn't matter what the fuck your niche is, right? When you reach out to your immediate network, just talk. Like, you just need to get out to people, but eventually you want to niche down. But the reason why I haven't said niche is because when you reach out to your immediate network, you'll just take on whoever you can get. And that's what you should do as a beginner to get that case study right away. Alrighty? That's the truth. Okay? It's just the truth. And then start conversations. Start conversations with business owners. Start conversations with people that you want to work with. Start conversations with people in your niche when you do want to pick one, etc. Right? And I would start doing this on the first couple of days. Let's say you pick, you want to help plumbers. Start talking to plumbers. The day of, start messaging plumbers. Start cold calling them. Not to pitch them, but to talk to them. Start building networks. Connections network. Start building your connections up, alrighty? So what you want to do is network and build connections. Right? The most powerful thing is having good connections. You would be blown away by how many opportunities will present themselves when you just network with people. You don't even know how many offers I have got given, how many opportunities have presented themselves to me that I've had to turn down, but have come to me, yes, inbound, come to me, just because I network with different people. Right? Like, even while I was working at the bank, I was getting jobs with people, right? I was filming for real estate at the time. When people would come in, when they're like, oh, I'm a real estate agent, I'm like, oh, I actually film on the part-time on the side, etc. And then we chat, and sure enough, I made a couple $1,000s just from doing that, just from networking. As a matter of fact, I still work with one of the guys to this date. To this day, I still work with one of the guys. Isn't that cool? Alrighty? And so network, build connections. The more people you know, the more money you make. It's true. The more people you know, the more money you make, right? Network equals net worth. So you just need to build connections, alrighty? It's simple. I know. Crazy, isn't it? Crazy that it's this simple. Okay? Now, that's what I'll do in the first couple of days, alrighty? Reach out to your immediate network, start having conversations, start to kind of figure out what it is that you want to do, start to kind of create a good social profile, right? Post wherever you can, start to make sure that if somebody searches you, right? If somebody Googles my name, imagine I'm talking to a prospect, and somebody decides to Google my name. I mean, look at this. Wow, YouTube with 1.8k subs, LinkedIn with 1.2k followers, Instagram with 2k, like, I need to screenshot this to be like, this is what, when you search on Google, bro, this is what you need to be fucking seeing. Like, look at this. Like, if someone searches my name, like, damn, this guy's legit. It's like, yeah, right? And so I look like a solid person. I look like somebody who could uphold their end. Let's look at images. It's literally, I've trademarked my own name. And I don't see anybody on here that's not me. But this is literally all me. It's literally all me. This one is not me. Interesting, though. That's why it is at the bottom. And that's not me. Oh, no, that's not me. That's not me either. Anyways, but look at that. I've trademarked my own name on Google. Beautiful. Alrighty. So let's go back to this. Trademark your name. Boom. There's a fourth step that no one's ever talked about. Trademark your own name. Alrighty. But for the first few days, like I said, we'll recap, write this down. Okay. Because like literally we're going to make an action plan. Okay. Maybe we can write this out. We'll write out action plan here. Action plan. Okay. Day 1. Day 7. Day 14. Day 21. Day 28. Okay. And we're going to write this out. We're going to fill this out as we go so that you can make sure you know exactly what it is that you need to do. Alrighty. So day 1. And let's make sure. See, I told you this is going to be raw. I'm not going to edit this shit. You can sit here and be with me while I struggle to figure this out. Let's make this click. Let's go large. Day 1. Reach out to immediate or learn basics of what you want to offer. Reach out to immediate network and offer it. And build connections with ideal niche / customer. Talk to people. And the last step is build your social profile, right? First impressions are everything. All of us know that literally the first 7 seconds is the most important, which is why I hope that if you're still watching, I did a good job having a good first impression on this video, but it's huge. So make sure that when somebody looks you up on Google or looks at your Instagram account, they have a good first impression of you. Now, I told you this is going to be a boring video, but it's going to be packed with value. Alrighty, so I'm not gonna fucking edit this. The people who have attention spans longer than a couple seconds can be rewarded. Alrighty, so that is day number 1. Now let's get back to this here. Simple, right? That's the first thing you do in the first couple days. Now, closed clients is a second pillar to scaling an SMA, but we're gonna dial it back because we are a beginner, right? And so, what are we gonna do for day number 7? Well, at this point, you should have talked with over 1,000 people. Sounds crazy, I know, but if you do the work, you'll make it happen. And learned about the industry. And if you have offered your solution to people who trust you, you'll have a few free trials. Now, I know, it's like, what the fuck, free trial? How are we gonna make money? Bear with me, we're gonna get there, don't worry about this. Alrighty, trust the process. Okay, you gotta trust the process. So that's what you're gonna do. Like with from day 1 is like your goal is just to figure out what the fuck you're doing and reach out to as many people as you can. Start to network. Day 7 is you should have started to network. You should have started to build connections. You should have some people who said, "Sure, I'll give you a shot." Like literally, your first few clients will say, "Sure, I'll give you a shot." Like that's how it'll probably go. Alrighty. Now by day 14, we should be dialing in our service delivery to build solid case studies and make clients happy. Watch YouTube, learn, take notes, etc. The best way to learn ads is by doing them. Sounds stupid, but that's like the best way to do them. Is like figure out why your ads didn't work, tweak it, and go from there. And this is by day 14. We should be running. And I know it's like people are like, "What's the? How are you gonna have multiple clients by day 14, bro?" If you put in the work and do what I've just said, you'll be surprised at how easy this shit is. Like if you talk to 1,000+ people within 7 days, like if you just sit down and you're like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna cold call 500 people today. I'm gonna cold DM 500 people. I'm gonna cold email 500 people, and then I'm going to network with some other people locally." If you can have 1,000 conversations within a week. Right? Like, think about it. If you do 500+ cold calls a day or 500 DMs a day, you'll have over 1,000 conversations within a week. If you talk to over 1,000 people and you say, "Hey, here's what I'm doing. Here's what I've done. Here, maybe you haven't done anything. Here's what I'm trying to do. Would you be open to let me do X, Y, and Z to try and get you some more customers?" Blah, 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 blah. And if you've done a good job selling yourself and you have a decent profile and you made a good first impression, people will be like, "Sure, let's go ahead. Let's try it." Alrighty, simple. People are like, "Oh, it's too simple. It can't work." It's like, dude, trust me, try it. It works. It's like people overcomplicate things way too much. Think about running. People try and overcomplicate running. It's like, bro, you just fucking run. It's like if you try and like, okay, I need to have my water at this time, and then my honey at this time, my shower at this time. I need to stretch and do this stretch and do that warm up and do this, that, boom, 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 boom. I need to have this routine, do this meditation. It's like if one of those things out of place, you fail. The guy who just runs is always the best runner. Like look at the people from Kenya, right? They're the best runners. Why? They just fucking run. Wow. Surprise? No. It's like when you just do the thing, you get better at it. Alrighty, so just do it. I'm very adamant and very passionate about this because, man, I just want you guys to all succeed. Okay? Because my life completely changed around, and I think that you guys can do the same. So, I know we skipped ahead a little bit, but let's go to closing, right? For your first few clients that you're going to close, now, granted, I know you're like, "How we haven't made any money yet." We're getting there. Okay, hold off. Patience. We'll get there. How are we going to close clients? Well, you're going to do something I call selling yourself. You're going to sell yourself. You're not going to sell. You're not really going to sell what you offer. You don't have case studies, so you can't sell your case studies. You can't sell your testimonials. You're not really good at selling it because you're a beginner, right? And so you're going to sell yourself. What does that look like? Well, let me ask you this. If you were selling glasses, these glasses, let's say, and you went up to your mom or your dad or a family friend, what doesn't matter, and you said, "Hey, mom, hey, auntie, hey, dad, I'm starting a new business where I'm selling glasses. Would you want to buy a pair to help me out?" Now, I would like to think that most of your parents would say, "Sure, honey, I'll buy a pair." Now, why? Why are they buying? Well, I'll tell you this. They're definitely not the best, right? These aren't the best. They're definitely not the best value. They definitely weren't the cheapest. They definitely didn't solve their problem. They probably don't even need glasses, right? So, it's like, why did they buy? Well, they bought into our story. They bought because they wanted to help us out. They bought because they liked who we were. right? And they bought because they're like, man, I want to see this thing work. And so your first few clients are going to buy into you. They're going to buy your service for free because they see a future in you and they want to help you on the journey just the same way that, when they first started their business as well. And so you're going to sell yourself. And so the goal isn't to be like, oh, I'm going to solve your problem this, Y, Z. It's like, yes, that you can do part of that, but like the main goal is because you're trying to sell yourself to the person the same way you'd sell yourself to a girl, right? When you go on a date with a girl, you try to make yourself look good, you try and tell her, etc. You do the same for these people. Sell yourself as a human. Sell yourself as you're hardworking, you're young, you're driven, you're passionate, you'll do anything to get the job done. Sell yourself as a human being, right? As a person rather than your services. Okay. I have videos on this in the past, you can go watch it, but the moral is like, sell yourself. Stop trying to talk about Facebook ads. Talk about like how you're going to solve problems from them. Yes, you might talk about what you're going to do and how you're going to do it, because they have to trust you in some way, shape, or form. So you have to kind of display that. But if you can come across as a trustworthy, as a good, as an honest, as a hardworking person, they'll be bought into the vision, right? You have to get them to buy into your vision. Now, so close clients, learn how to sell yourself with stories. I just talked about that. And then after this, we're going to build case studies. But this comes after, right? I understand this doesn't happen right away, but we're going to start to build case studies after we sell them. Now, let's go back up to this, right? It's like, well, okay, what's the action plan looking like? So, for day 21, if I could edit this, at this point, right, you should have clients. You should have been running ads. So, you should have case studies. Go show them to everyone and basically say, hey, I did this for X, Y, and Z. Would you like me to do the same for you for a fraction of the cost? And start charging. Simple. Now, but guess what? But small, what if no one replies? Don't worry. I have backup plans to make us good money. Alrighty? So here's what's going to happen, right? You're going to run free trials to these people. You're going to run like 7 to 14 to 21 day free trials to these people. Here's what's going to happen. When free trials end, if you got good results because you did what I told you to do, right, and you learn and you optimize and you tweak and you use human psychology and you ran good ads, you're going to say to your prospects, hey, I made you X, Y, and Z with ABC service. Do you want me to keep doing this for you for X amount? Now, I have a video on this if you want to watch it, but it's basically how to turn your free trial clients into paying customers. The point is this. After the free trial is done, you talk with them and say, hey, look, here's what happened. Here's the results we got. Here's the ads we ran. Here's the budget breakdown. Here's the ROAS. Here's what we did. Here's my plan to keep doing this for you in the future to make you a fuck ton more money. You're going to present to them a proposal. And how you want to write a proposal, you can watch YouTube videos on that. But the premise of it is you're going to say, here's what we did. Here's what worked. Here's what didn't work. Here's what we're going to keep doing to make you more money to get you to X, Y, and Z goal. Would you be open to having me do that for you? And then you discuss payment, right? And then you'd say, okay, listen, I made you 10K, you profited 5K, the ads were 1K, right? So now you profited 4K, right? We'll say, would you be comfortable paying me 2K per month to keep doing this for you? And if I don't do it for you, don't pay me. As in your guarantees, if I don't make you the money that I said I was going to make you, don't pay me. Irresistible offer, right? Read Alex Mo's $100 million offer, do it there. And they're most likely going to say, if you did a good job servicing them, sure, because they trust you, they've seen the proof, they've seen the results, and they already made money. And so like, why not? And if you've already signed a couple clients, you've already made 10K right there, but we're not even done. We're on day 21. And so for day 28, here's what we're really going to dive into. We're going to niche down, make content for our niche, start other outreach channels. I guess what we should also do is we can make a funnel / website only after you have case studies, hire a VA, and pour gas on the fire. Okay, now, and then by day 31, $10K. Now, okay, now let's pause for a second because half of you guys are probably going to be, half of you aren't even watching anymore, more than half of you, but the half of you that are still watching are either saying one of two things. Stefan, I fucking love you, can I kiss you? And the answer is no, I'm not gay. And the other half of you is saying, Stefan, fuck you, this isn't going to work, that you can just click off. Because if you're going to sit here and say it's not going to work, yeah, you're right, it won't. Because you are what you put out into the world. And so if you say it's not going to work, you're right, it won't work. And so, I don't know, man. Best of luck. If you're still here, comment down below. Comment down below and literally ask me any question, I'll answer. Any beginner question, I'll answer for you. I don't care. I'll answer any beginner question. I answer everybody, so comment something. I'll answer any question. Alrighty? Cool. So let's review this. Let's talk about what you need to do after watching this video. Because the last thing you need to do is, I don't care if it's 2 a.m., you need to stop watching YouTube videos and you need to start taking action. Because truth be told, you aren't going to get to 10K if you don't take action. This takes taking action. And most of you want to sit here and find the perfect YouTube video and find the perfect script before you do anything. That's the reason why you won't make 10K. I can assure you, if you literally do this, you will make 10K in the first month. Now, could it take longer? Yes. But if you execute this plan perfectly, you could literally make 10K within the next 30 days. No excuses. Alrighty? So, let's recap on what you're going to do from day-to-day basis, and then get into it. So, day number 1, right? If you're, like I said, complete beginner, you have no case studies, no nothing. No website, no name, no logo, none of that. What you need to do is you need to learn the basics of what you want to offer, and then you need to reach out to your immediate network and offer it to them. Okay, you need to build connections with your ideal niche customer and talk to people. Build your social profile. So build your social profile, look like a good human, get more followers, get more posts up, post on different platforms, etc. Start to talk to people in your niche that you want to kind of work with. You don't have to be set on niche. Just start to talk to people, start to learn things, right? Build connections, network with me. Fuck, I don't care. Talk with me. I'll give you some advice. Alrighty. And then reach out to your immediate network and just offer every single person the thing that you learned. Let's say you're gonna run ads. Hey, I learned how to run ads to get you more customers, right? Talk about the benefit, not the features. I learned how to run ads to get local businesses way more customers, leveraging social media. Obviously, I'm young, now listen, here's a little tip, right? A good damaging admission. One of the best things you can do in sales is called damaging admission, which is where you say, hey, I know this, I know bad thing about me, but good thing. So it's like, it makes you seem more trustworthy. Alex Mosley said, hey, you can actually get this supplement down the road for cheaper, but these ones you need here. Made him seem more trustworthy, so this is a chill buy. Anyways, the point is, a damaging mission you could use, right, because most of you are young, is, hey, I know I'm young, but let me ask you this. If you had plumbing issues, who would you call to get those fixed? A plumber. Well, why? Because they're the best at what they do. Okay, so let me ask you this. If you had social media problems, who would you call to help you out? Your grandma or your kids? Your kids. Why? Because they know social media better, because they be on it. Trust me, dude. I've been sitting here researching social media for the past 6 months, learning everything about it. I was born into this generation. I know how social media works. I know the psychology behind it. I understand the platforms. I know how to make you money leveraging social media. And I've learned this entire system, and I want to implement it for you using these ad strategies to make you much more money. Would you be open for it, right? And if you do this to your immediate network, you'll make money, alrighty? Or you'll get first clients, alrighty? So that's the first step, first couple days. Now, by day 7, you should have talked with over 1,000 people. How do we do this? We're gonna cold call. We're gonna cold email. We're gonna cold DM. I don't give a fuck what you do. You gotta talk to people. I don't care if you start cold door knocking. The point is, you need to talk to people. Okay? I literally don't care. You don't need a script. You need to talk to people. You need to talk to people. You need to say, hey, I'm young, I'm curious, I'm learning, I'm currently doing this thing for these kind of people, but I want to learn more, right? If you already have someone you're working with, you say, hey, I'm working with these people, but I want to learn more. Can we chat? Hey, I haven't worked with anybody yet, but I've learned these skills. Can I share them with you and see if it could be of any help? And maybe you could give me some advice too. Start to network, start to connect, start to talk with people, right? So by day 7, you should have talked to over 1,000 people. You should learn things about the industry, and if you have offered your solution to people who trust you, you'll have a few free trials. If you don't, by day 7, that's fine. You'll get them by day 8, 9, 10. Just offering your services, start talking to people. Like, simply, bro, you can just cold call someone. Hey, is this so-and-so? Hey, listen, man, I'm not here to sell you stuff. I do these kind of things for these plumbers, and I work with them. But I'm here to just chat with you and kind of learn a bit. Like, I want to learn more. I'm a young kid. Yeah, just build a connection the same way you build a friend and start talking, right? Go from there. Now, by day 14, you should have a couple clients, right? We already talked about this, and you should be dialing in your service delivery to build solid case studies and make clients happy. Right? You need to watch YouTube. You need to learn, right? You need to learn from your mistakes. So if you ran a bad ad, why was it bad? Okay, learn, go from there, right? You need to take notes, etc. I'll link a doc down below if you're still watching this. Lucky you. I'll link a doc down below talking about, I think I might even have it here. Killer ad check. Boom. Look at this. I'll link this down below for you guys. This is really how you can make killer ads. Like, talk about value. Told you. If you're still here, lucky you, right? 23 minutes in. So this is literally a checklist, right? Obviously, please don't request access to edit, I will give you link to view, make a copy yourself so you can keep this, right? So here's headlines, which is quote unquote the offer, the body copy, the first sentence, the body copy general, and then my 5-step framework for copy flow, right? So the first step is getting attention, and whatever, you can read this yourself. This is for ads, how to run good ads. It works, I promise you. Creatives is a little different because this is more about the copy, but for creatives, you just want an ad that doesn't look like an ad, that gets people's attention. The point of the creative is simply to get their attention. So you just make an ad that gets attention, simple as that. Now let's go back to this, okay? That's day 14. Right, dialing this in. You should be learning from your mistakes. Why did this ad perform by? What can I learn? Go from there. Right, dialing in your service delivery. At this point, that's all that matters because you have a few clients, you need to dial it in. Now, by day 21, you should have some case studies. You should say, hey, I got this many leads for this much. You made the person this much money, etc. Go show them to everybody. Right, share them with the world. If nobody knows about it, no one will come to you. So share them with everybody and start charging money. Right, when your free trials end, because they're going to end, you're going to say, hey, I made you this much money with this ABC service. Do you want me to keep doing this for you for X amount? Hey, I made you 10 grand. You profited 5K. Would you like me to keep doing this for you and show the proposal and pay me 2K? Sure. Boom. You've already built trust. I promise you that'll be easy, right? You don't even have to sell them because you've already done the work. It's really, hey, do you want me to just keep doing this? It's not selling. It's just like yes or no, right? Day 28, you're going to niche selling. You're going to make content for your niche, start outreach on other channels, make a funnel, website. This is after you have case studies, right? So once you have the foundation built is when you're going to start dialing in these things. Hire a VA, pour gas on the fire. This is when you're going to go ballistic, right? My day 31, you're going to have 10K collected. Now, we can breathe for a second. Let me share with you some truth, some hard reality. You probably won't make 10K in your first month. Now, why? Well, a lot of factors, but the truth be told is like most people don't make 10K in the first month. I didn't. And the truth is, even if you follow this, you probably won't. Now, why am I saying that? That's contradictory. It's like, no, it's the truth. It's reality. There's some of you who will do this and make 10K plus in your first month. It's true. You can, 100%, right? But for most of you, you won't. And I don't want you to get discouraged because truth be told, everybody's promoting, myself included, right? How I made 34K in 17 days, right? And it's like, it's awesome. But like the reality is that like it took me years to learn those skills to be able to do that. Right? And so a lot of the stuff that you see on the internet, and I myself am to blame, but otherwise we don't get views. And if I want to help people out, I got to get views, right? But it's like, social media has set unrealistic expectations, especially for SMMA. Super unrealistic expectations in the sense of people think that they can make 10K overnight. And the truth is, that's just not true. It's just not how the world works. You don't make 10K like this. Now, some people do, but they're an anomaly and they're out of the equation. Most people don't. And it's like, why? Well, they don't have the base foundation skills. They don't have the discipline. They don't really know what to do. They don't have the guidance, and they don't really understand what it takes to make a 10K per month agency. Most of you don't even identify as a 10K agency owner. Now, what do I mean? I'm not talking about putting on your pronouns, but like, for example, how does a 10K agency owner look? They probably take care of themselves. They're probably pretty disciplined. They probably have a pretty good sleep schedule. Maybe not, right? But like we're hypothesizing here. They're probably pretty disciplined. They probably do a lot of work. They're probably motivated. They're probably, not even motivated, just disciplined. They probably have a long-term vision. They probably want to help people. They probably have a good understanding of what it is that they do, et cetera, et cetera. Most of you don't even feel like you could make 10K. You literally, like, you confine yourself, right? The best lock in the world is the one you put on yourself. It's your own mind. And so you confine yourself to thinking, I can only make X. I can only do Y. And the truth is, you will start to believe those things. And it's sad. It sucks because you are your biggest weakness. Like, you yourself are your biggest weakness in so many factors. And so you cannot let yourself be the reason that you don't make money. You just have to go after it, right? And I know it's cliche, you hear this all the time, but dude, I promise you, this shit can change your life if you just stick to it and really just put in the work. I know it sounds cliche and stupid as fuck, but I promise you, bro, it changed my life, and it can do the same for you if you just really put in the work. Alrighty? So yeah, that is exactly what I would do if I had to restart my entire agency from zero and scale to 10K per month in the first month. Alrighty? No, I wouldn't start out with logos. I wouldn't start out with names, websites, go level, none of that stuff. I'd start out with learning a skill and then offering it to people I know and then start networking with people. Now, granted, like I said, most of you probably won't make money in the first month, but do not get discouraged, because I can assure you if you do this for months and then you will make so much more money than 10K. So much more. If you talk to 1,000 people per week, have conversations and network with 1,000 people in your industry, I can guarantee you within a year from now, you'll be making so much more money than you could ever imagine. The problem is nobody's willing to stick it out for that long to see that happen. And so that's the only issue, right? So if you can just stick to it, I can assure you will see results. I can promise you, right? Like, imagine if you talk with 1,000 people a week for the next year. That's 52,000 people. Do you think if you talked to 52,000 people, you made good connections, you made a good network, they understood what you do, and you offered it, some of them, but more importantly, you left a good impression, that at some point in time within the next year, they'll come to you and say, hey, you do X, Y, and Z, right? Can you do it for me? Probably. So it's pretty simple. We just have to do the inputs required to get the output. So do not measure your success by the output you get. Measure your success by the input you do, right? I don't define success in 6 months. I don't define myself as successful if I made more money. I define myself as successful if I did the inputs required to make more money and learn lessons along the way. And I urge you to do the same, because I promise you it'll change the game forever. Now, I'll end this video so that in hopes I don't ruin retention, but I hope this video is valuable for you. Like I said, comment down below if you have any questions. I'm more than happy to answer them, and I wish you the absolute best. Peace.